Universitas Indonesia, the place where knowledge and innovation are committed to humanity. Through its long story since 1849, Universitas Indonesia is considered as the oldest educational institution in Asia. It has been through a substantial change for more than a century. Founded as Javanese medical doctors' school, today Universitas Indonesia became a center of science, technology, culture, and arts. Located in a 320 hectares greenery area, Universitas Indonesia offers a comfortable environment for daily teaching and research activities. To become one best world-class research university, Universitas Indonesia is committed to provide wide and fair access of high-quality teaching and learning. Being part of global educational institution, Universitas Indonesia invites students from all over the world. A value of learning how to convey and to accept knowledge with global society despite different language and cultural background. In the process to be an open knowledge community, Universitas Indonesia is committed to provide learning opportunities to talented students from all over the world through its extensive scholarship program for more than 500 students each year. Excellences of the university's researchers has been proven by research products which benefits development of science, public welfare, technological, industrial achievement, and engineering, as well as government policies in social, economical, political, and cultural sectors. At Universitas Indonesia, each student has the opportunity to share knowledge and making something that will impact society and how they get used to with global competitive environment. To become virtuous and globally competitive graduates and prominent leaders in many respective fields. Academic, extracurricular, and other resources are designed to prepare them for the highest positions of leadership and lives in many fields of service of global human endeavor. Also, how they learn to implementing knowledge as part of community service. A simple solutions for most common social problem in developing country. Many graduates of Universitas Indonesia play a central role in both national and global development, a strong tradition in making contribution to society. Interaction with global influential leaders is part of learning process of all University of Indonesia's academic society. How they perceive a global challenge through the respective leaders. It's our commitment to constantly developing a learning community that always moves forward with open arms to embrace all talented young people. Universitas Indonesia, the next level of excellence.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 3 Minutes Thesis Competition 2020/2. The 3 Minute Thesis Competition, or TMTC, is an academic event to demonstrate the academic skill of postgraduate students through oral presentation on research topic, essential point of their research, and the significant contribution. The School of Strategic and Global Studies Universitas Indonesia initiated the TMTC as the semester event to strengthen the research activity and culture in order to elevate the postgraduate student skills and development with local context but a global perspective. I am Ade Rizky Mulkiana. It is a great honor for me to be the master of ceremony on today's event. I am pleased to inform you that among us here, we have excellencies. Ator Subroto, PhD, the Director of SSGS Universitas Indonesia. Abdul Mutaali, PhD, the Vice Director of SSGS Universitas Indonesia. Dr. Lin Yola, the TMTC Chairman. Today, we are also grateful to have the honorable judges for today's event. Dr. Helena Binti Muhammad Farki, the University of Malaya. Dr. Lukmanul Hakim, Universitas Gajah Mada. Profesor Dr. Firman Nur, MA, the Indonesian Institute of Science, or LIPI. We are also pleased to welcome the moderator for TMTC 2020/2, Komarajaya, SE, MSc, PhD, the lecturer of SSGS Universitas Indonesia. We are pleased to introduce the 9 participants for today's event. Miranti Dian Kinasi, European Studies. Rizky Sulastianingrum, Middle Eastern and Islamic Studies. Laretna Pranadian Rahajan, American Studies. Wabilia Husna, Gender Studies. Victorina Arif, Urban Studies. Bella Widya, Terrorism Studies. Puji Novita Surahmi, Terrorism Studies. Bintang Aulia, Japanese Studies. And last but not least, Mahturai Rian Fitra, the National Resilience Studies. Good morning to all participants and audience, and thank you for joining us on TMTC 2020/2. Today's event could be seen through Zooms and live broadcast on YouTube channel at International Collaboration and Humasil SKSG. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to inform you that during the event, we will have a voting session for the Academic Audience Choice Awards or Audience Favorite Awards. So please stay tuned and don't forget to give your best support for your favorite candidates. Now, we will have the message from the TMTC Chairman. Please welcome Dr. Linyola.
Thank you very much, Kiki. Excellencies, Director, Vice Director, HOD, Professors, Judges, Guests, Participants, Audience. Very good morning. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Peace and prosperities be upon us all. I would like to welcome you all to the 3 Minutes Thesis Competitions 2020/2. I'm Dr. Linyola. I'm greatly honored to have these opportunities to chair this event. School of Strategic and Global Study once again presents its commitment to keep its visions and missions as a postgraduate school with the multidiscipline, intra and interdisciplines to be one of the significant roles in Universitas Indonesia towards a leading and elite research university that is capable of resolving problems and challenges nationally and globally as an elite university in Southeast Asia. The innovations in academics and research is the main agenda of SSGI-UI. SSGS-UI in achieving these visions and missions. To do this, the significance of the programs of 3 Minutes Thesis Competitions or TMTC is initiated to elevate and celebrate the academics and research culture among the academics. With this, writing thesis is no longer a lonely journey to the postgraduate students, but also opens opportunities for all of them to share their research outcomes to others. That is not only limited to the academics in the campus, but also wider scales of audience from institutions, private sectors, or public. Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, the agent of knowledge. The SSGS-UI was officially launched this year. We were proud that we have successfully conducted the first TMTC 2020/1 on July last semester. We were honored to have support from all cross-batch and institutions. With this, once again, big congratulations to all winners of TMTC 2020/1. Yeah, we have the 4 winners here. And of course, not to forget, we also congratulate all of the supervisors and the HOD who also works very hard behind the success of the winner's thesis. Ladies and gentlemen, TMTC also offers the opportunities for multi-stakeholders collaborations in the international and also national level. With this, we highly hope that this program, their degree performance, but also the stage of excellence intellectuals cross over the campus and nations. And this semester, we don't only welcome the internal SSGS-UI TMTC, but also we're very proud to launch the international SSGS-UI TMTC. With the participants, they are not only from the SSGS-UI, but also from postgraduate students or postgraduate studies from other faculties, and in particular, SSGS-UI TMTC 2020/2 this semester will be conducted on 19 November 2020 with around 18 participants from 3 countries, Indonesia, Malaysia, and Japan. For sure, in future, we hope that this platform could be extended for the higher level and skills, including PhD programs and other countries from other regions. Ladies and gentlemen, our high appreciations to our director, vice director, that constantly and fully support the innovations in our beloved school. To all layers, HOPs, lecturers, students, staff, judges, guests, audience, and of course, the IC team of SSGS-UI. The honor of the success of this event is all yours. To all participants, congratulations that you have reached this stage. To the winners, you will be part of the history of the second round of International SSGS-UI TMTC 2020/2. Congratulations in advance. That's it from me. Enjoy today's event. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you, Dr. Linyola. Moving on to our next agenda is the remark and official opening of the TMTC 2020/2 from the Director of SSGS Universitas Indonesia. But before that, he will lead for us for the moment of silence in commemorate of Hari Pahlawan Day. Ator Subroto, PhD, you may take the floor.
Sorry, the voice is still muted, Pak Atar.
Pak Atar, I think the speaker is mute.
I think the headset, just plug off the headset.
Pak Atar, we couldn't hear your voice. Okay, it's okay now.
Is it okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. I'm sorry for the technicality problems. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the time. Before I give my opening remarks for this TMTC events, let's do minutes of silence in form memorize our national hero for Indonesia. May God bless them all and rest in peace. Minute silence now. Thank you. Thank you from the minutes of silence for our national hero, because today is our day of national hero. Ladies and gentlemen, honorable guests, especially the judge. Here we have Dr. Elena Binti Muhammad Farki from the University of Malaya, and Dr. Lukmanullah Hakim from Universitas Gajah Mada, and last but not least, our judge, Professor Dr. Firman Nur, MA, from Indonesian Institute of Science. Thank you for your participation, and of course, our Vice Director of SSGS, and also from the TMTC Chairman or Chairwoman, Dr. Lin Yola. Thank you for the event, organizing this such a great event. And of course, I would like to say thank you too for all of the guests here, lecturers, students who are seeing this event live from YouTube or from the Zoom platforms, and all the participants of this current TMTC round 1. Congratulations also for you. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the second year of TMTC that we have already set up. The first TMTC, I think we have conducted it in the August on this last semester, I think. And I think it was a successful event to make a communication, kind of communication, and demonstrate the skill of sharing research from our master postgraduate program, and also for external master graduate program students to share their thesis, essential their research, and significant contribution of their thesis. The School of Strategic and Global Studies keep on supporting this kind of event because this is how we can make communication to communicate what we have done here between our student and their supervisor in creating research, good research in our school. I hope TMTC, for the next TMTC, as what Dr. Lin Yulia said, that this event will be internationalized, starting from invited participation from Malaysia and also Japan. And next time, I think we will open also for other university and other countries. As you might understand and knew about our school, that we have a unique approach in Universitas Indonesia. We have a multidisciplinary approach. We have at least some unique programs like terrorism studies, Middle East and Islamic studies, urban studies, European studies, national resilience studies, American studies, and Japanese studies. And also, last but not least, we have gender studies too. Among them, I think one of the best program study in Indonesia, one and only in program study in Indonesia. So, and currently we just opened our doctoral program or PhD program in strategic and global studies. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, thank you for your participation, especially for the judges and for the participants. We hope we enjoy this event today. And that's all for me. Thank you very much. And let me open officially this TMTC round one, the second TMTC round one. Thank you very much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning.
Thank you, Mr. Director. Ladies and gentlemen, now we are entering the main event of TMTC. The competition will be led by Komarajaya PhD. Please welcome Komarajaya PhD.
Thank you very much indeed, my MC. I'm Komarajaya. It is a great honor to be a moderator today's event, SSGS University of Indonesia, the second TMTC 2020. I hope everybody's in good health. We can, participating with the great interest of event. So, before go on, allow me to give some information about TMTC second 2020. I think here and there already stated with the previous speaker. The first one is on participant. There are 9 master students from 8 departments of SSGS University of Indonesia. So 9 master students. And everybody already knows that the communication language is not Japanese, not Chinese, not Malay, but English. Please do in English. Our judge, honorary judge, we are very grateful to have 3 judges of TMTC second 2020. Remind you again that today, please everybody greet to our judges. The first one is Professor Dr. Firman Noor, MA, from Indonesian Institute of Science, or we call it LIPI. And the second one is, we are really fortunate to have Dr. Elena binti Muhammad Farki. She's from University of Malaya. And the third one is Dr. Luman Nul Hakim, a colleague from University of Gajah Mada. So the grading criteria, this time TC marking is allocated for 70% content of the presentation, and the 30% is on technical. Number 5, presentation conducted by participant will be given 3 minutes only for presentation, while 1 to 2 minutes will be given for judges after that online marking. Awards. This TMTC is designed for your winners. First, second, and third according to judge marking, and 1 audience choice based on the audience voting. So the audiences have a opportunity to choose the best presenter, kind of that. But winner first, second, and third is the authority and prerogative of judge. So just feedback, there are 3 judges will give their general feedback on TMTC second 2020 after the whole presenter done. Okay, everybody's ready now? So if this okay? Okay. We enter the main section of the event. It is very important. The presentation of TMTC. Once again, especially for participants, you are welcome to vote your favorite participant. This is for the audience. The link is as in the chat room. Now, if everybody ready, then we start. Now, let's welcome our TMTC participant. Number one, the first participant, let's call Miranti Dian Kinasi. She is from European Studies. Miranti, are you set with your slide already?
Good morning, Mr. Komarajaya. Can you hear my voice clear?
Okay, now it's ready. Miranti, are you set your slide already?
I haven't. Let me.
Okay. Oh, you have not.
Wait. A moment. Excuse me. Can you see the screen, the share screen?
Everybody, can you see?
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah, I haven't.
What about this?
Yep. Is that okay for everybody's?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, on your march, okay, time, keeper ready. 3, 2, 1, go, Miranti.
For this whole time, we've seen education as just one thing that we have to go through in our early stages of life. We go to school every day, we do the exam, and we graduate. Education is an important key factor in our life. It's a phase where we set the course for our future. Vinland, in particular, sees education as something that is more predominant to the development of its resources. They took a different approach on reaching equal welfare for their people. They believe that education is one of the most beneficial aspects a nation could invest on. Finland stays in the top of the list of the global education rank for a past several years. And the reason before it is actually quite unorthodox to our standard. The new reform education policies really turn a lot of things around. Schools are no longer a place where kids spend their time studying a fixed curriculum. The schools are very student-oriented instead of curriculum-oriented. Students decide on what they want to learn, what they want to focus on, and what they want to achieve correspond to their own liking. Teachers in Finland are required to meet minimum requirement to teach. They must have master's degree and take a pedagogical training. In Finland, schools have everything the students and teacher needs. Schools now have health services that also covers dental care, hot meals for every student and teacher, offers their student for counseling, and access to mental health services for students and families of those. There is only a little amount to no standardized test mandatory for the Finnish student. They believe the standardized test will only push students to study for the test and nail a good score, whereas the essence of learning is actually much more than it. My research method will be a qualitative method which focusing to search new information literature study, limited observation, and in-depth interview. After using the research methods, the data will be analyzed using critical hermeneutic methods. When Finland started to get to the higher section on the global educational ranking, their economy also started to rise as well. Their GDP boosted by around 50% in 2005 and 120% in 2008. This proved that when a country values its people by providing a great education, people would appreciate their nation by contributing back wholeheartedly. It is a fact that Finland literacy level hits almost 100%. Finland success to produce a well-educated, highly skilled, industry-ready workforce. Finland could be an example for other countries to reform their own educational system. Thank you very much.
Mine is still muted. So thank you very much, Miranti. It's a very interesting topic, actually. So, Judge, are you good too? So, of course, you are welcome now is to key in the marks, and we have 1 or 2 minutes for you. Or if you already done it, that's going to be good, of course. The next participant, please be ready. Rizky. Ready for the second? Not yet. So if judges already done, then it's also the second participant is ready.
Yes, I am.
Okay. Now let's move to the next participant. Rizky Sulistianingsi. He's from Middle Eastern and Islamic Studies. Rizky, your slide is already on.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. So your voice louder, please. Okay.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
45 trillion rupiah is the potential of cash wakaf in Indonesia. Unfortunately, in the field, that number seems difficult to be reached. What is really happening here? Assalamualaikum. Thank you for having me. I would like to share my ongoing thesis about continuity analysis of cash wakaf linked sukuk issuance from the investor's perspective. Wakaf is the act of giving properties that are intended for the benefit of the people, while the property itself remains detained. Wakaf can also be in the form of money, which we call cash wakaf. Cash wakaf that is invested in Sharia government fund sukuk is called cash wakaf linked sukuk. Cash wakaf linked sukuk launched in October 2018. The program aimed to issue its first bond in 3 months after that and expected to collect 50 billion rupiah. However, the initial cash wakaf linked sukuk was issued on March 2020. This raises the question, why did it take so long to raise wakaf funds, even though cash wakaf linked sukuk is safe and reliable because it is guaranteed by the government? This delay indicates that there are obstacles in the practice of cash wakaf linked sukuk. This ongoing research aims to identify the barriers for Indonesia cash wakaf linked sukuk issuance continuity from the investor's perspective and to offer solutions for the identified problems using the analytic network process method. Since it is still ongoing, the research found no conclusive results yet, but able to identify some of the problems. First, cash wakaf linked sukuk scheme. Since cash wakaf linked sukuk is a social investment, commercial investor cannot place commercial investment funds in it. Because of investors use funding sources from the Corporate Social Responsibility, CSR fund, while CSR funds are quite limited for companies. The third is underlying project transparency. Investors cannot determine the underlying projects to be financed from the wakaf fund. The next step is to prioritize solutions to the obstacles faced to maintain the continuity of the issues of the next series of sukuk wakaf. These alternative solutions are expected to be a policy recommendation for the government as a sukuk issuer and Indonesian Wakaf Board, also Bank Indonesia, in developing cash wakaf linked sukuk so that it can contribute to improving the welfare of community, Indonesian people. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Thank you very much, Rizky. It's really exact time you done your presentations. Please, Judge, you are welcome to key in the marks. So, as before, we have 1 or 2 minutes for that. So, for the next participant, please be ready. Okay, judges, are we good to go? Not yet. Okay. Good. Yeah. The third presenter or the third participant, Laretna Pranadian Rahajan. She is from American Studies, but please allow me to read the title. It's very interesting. Beauty Concept and Black Woman Representation in Fenty Beauty Campaign, because it's interesting to me. So you already put your site, okay.
Yes.
Timekeeper. 3, 2, 1, go.
Beauty industry is becoming more significant than ever. Social media has changed the beauty culture, and makeup has become an integral part of women's lifestyles. But despite all of its progress, American beauty industry still has one glaring problem: the lack of representation for Black women. If we look at makeup products on the market, options for dark skin tones are limited. Beauty commercials also hardly ever featured Black women. For a long time, they've been neglected by the beauty industry. And this might seem like a small, trivial issue, but this form of discrimination is heavily influenced by the persistent racism in American culture. In the wake of Black Lives Matter movement, addressing and contesting any form of racial bias have become all the more important. Makeup industry has long been catering to white beauty standards, where whiteness becomes the default. By not representing dark skin tones, American beauty culture continuously devalues Black women. Amidst this situation, in 2017, global superstar Rihanna launched a new cosmetics brand called Fenty Beauty. Immediately after its release, they achieved tremendous success. This marked a fascinating turn of events, but it also raised an important question. As a new successful company with ties with prominent Black female figure, how exactly has Fenty Beauty contributed to the issue of representation and beauty concepts in America? To answer this question, qualitative research was conducted by employing case study approach and semiotic methods to analyze data such as advertisements and other related sources. By focusing on campaigns that featured Black women or complexion products, this research offers an in-depth look at an issue in which little work has been done. This research found that at the forefront of Fenty's campaign is a profound concept that beauty is for all. Instead of seeing Black women as someone inherently flawed that needs to be fixed with makeup, Fenty celebrates their beauty and frames makeup as empowerment tool. They're also making complexion products with 50 different shades suitable for people of all skin tone, but most notably to dark-skinned women who have been underrepresented for too long. This groundbreaking campaign has started the long overdue conversation around the notion of beauty and Black women. Now the demand for better representation has increased. Inclusivity has become the new standard, forcing other companies to change and adapt. Fenty Beauty has been significant in changing the game, but there's still a long way to go across the industry. By highlighting the issue, this research aims to raise awareness on the matter and contribute to continuing the ripple of change. Furthermore, the aim is also to encourage fellow scholars to do further research on other forms of discriminations that are often overlooked. Because only by doing so will we truly understand the nuance of these deeply rooted issues in American society. Thank you very much.
Remind me, this morning I haven't done my facial actually. some colleagues asking me to do that. Now, please judge, you are welcome to key in the marks. But this is also valid for male, right? Sorry. So I forgot my face. Okay, judges, we go. Good to go? Yes. If yes, please the one, two, three, fourth presenter or fourth participants, Wabilia Husna.
Good morning, Mr. Komarijaya.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. Put your okay. Wabilia is from Gender Studies. So the title is Mail Order Bride Human Trafficking from Indonesia to China. Oh my God. Narrative of Women Survivors. So if ready, timekeeper? Okay. 3, 2, 1, go, Wabilia.
Thank you. Today I will present my research entitled Mail Order Bride Human Trafficking from Indonesia to China, Narratives of Women Survivors. In recent years, Indonesia is facing an increasing number of mail order bride cases. This study aims to examine underlying causes that lead Indonesian women becoming victims of mail order bride from Indonesia to China. This is a qualitative research with case study approach, which uses intersectionality and intersectional feminist analysis framework. The study collected primary data by tracing women survivors' life history and conducting in-depth interviews. The data analysis shows that victims of mail order bride are women with intersectional identities. There is no single dominant factor that lead the women to becoming victims because behind each story of the victims, there are complex and interrelated factors that cause them to becoming victims. This research concludes that intersectional factors, which include economic, social, cultural, and political ones, as well as personal life experience, make Indonesian women of certain backgrounds more vulnerable to becoming victims of transnational mail order bride human trafficking from Indonesia to China. This study recommends building public awareness that mail order bride practice is a form of human trafficking. Moreover, to combat human trafficking, this study also recommends Indonesian government to take a number of measures, such as enforce anti-human trafficking law and establish policies and programs on the prevention of mail order bride human trafficking practices. Finally, as Chinese proverbs say, 温故而知新，可以为师夷. Study the past if you will define the future. By analyzing the narrative of women survivors, hopefully this research can help to protect other Indonesian women from transnational human trafficking in the future. I'm Wabilia Husna. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Wabilia. It's very interesting and scary to some extent. I'm proud of being part of SSGS because the topic of dissertation is quite variety and very interesting and important. So this good for promotion of SSGS to the audience actually. Please, judges, you are welcome to key in. Okay, judges, are we good to go?
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move to the next participant. The student name is Victorina Arif. She's
Hi.
yeah, okay. Are you ready? She's from Urban
Can
Studies. Okay. Let me read a bit. Jakarta to walkable city. The walking conforms experience in the center of Jakarta. So, timekeeper and
you
Victoria.
see the presentations?
Yes. Okay, great.
Okay.
So, 3, 2, 1, go.
Jakarta's walkable city, and why is this important? Jakarta transport sector generates the largest share of gas emissions, air pollutions, and congestions. As a government awareness towards more sustainable transportation rising, one of the concepts that initiated in 2030 master plan is walkable city concept. And this has been prioritized, especially in transit-oriented development to support integrated mass transport. Walking, on the other hand, is the simplest, most cost-efficient, and least emission transportations. But why do people walk? One of the reasons I have found from the survey data are the city's air qualities and temperature that makes people inconvenient to walk and use another options. Studies shown that in tropical climate contexts like Jakarta, high intensity of solar radiations causes uncomfortable stinging on human body and also results in increased sweat productions that affected people on their outdoor lives. The sensations of the thermal and human perceived is a response to its environment as our bodies adapt to maintain its core temperature. In this thesis, I studied walking comfort using simulation data and modeling to have a better understanding about the spatial design sidewalk and the pedestrian as a user. Located along Sudirman Tamrin Street that becomes a pilot project of Jakarta Revitalization Program, I have found that the thermal sensations perceived in 6 receptors are up to 30 degrees Celsius higher than the actual air temperature, with less shaded areas are even 1.5 degrees Celsius hotter than high and moderate shaded areas. In walking comfort level, the correlation between thermal comfort and walking comfort is significant. When the thermal sensation rising, the more people uncomfortable to walk. And what's next? On policymakers, revitalization program is the right step to achieve the sidewalk for better communities. But the thermal comfort is often become the considerations. As many places in Jakarta are waiting to be revitalized, understanding the importance of thermal comfort will allow us to estimate how a certain place is going to feel, and this will create more effective decision-making. The models prove that we can provide the concept of walkable city to answer the global needs and make our city healthier, more resilient, socially equal, and boost the economy, especially in our new normal, when our world becomes much smaller and walking becomes more essential. Lastly, I hope that Jakarta will change from sprawling city to walkable city, because if we fail to accommodate those on foot, we ignore an essential part of what makes a city great. Thank you very much.
My colleagues remind me I'm still muted. Sorry about that. A very interesting topic, walkable cities, especially in Jakarta. I think in the big cities, sometimes walkability is a problem. So judges, please, welcome to team in the marks. So next participant, please be ready. Okay, judges, are we good to go? Okay, great. Thank you very much. Thank you, Victorina. Now we go on to the sixth participant. The name of student is Bella Vidya. She's from, make me scary, terrorism study. Oh my God, how can I learn that? So the title is Disengagement Strategy by Lingkar Perdamaian Foundation. You ready?
I'm
Bella?
ready.
Okay, good. Timekeeper, 3, 2, 1, go, Bella.
Thank you. Hi, good morning, all. It is widely known that Al-Jamaah Al-Islamiyah is categorized as one of well-known terrorist group in Indonesia. A series of terrorism action they have performed declare the existence of the group, such as Bali Bomber was prepared by Ali Imran and his group. Currently, one example of the agent of change is Lingkar Perdamaian Foundation, which was initiated by Ali Fauzi and was supported by Ali Imran. This foundation is also actively takes part in improving the economic conditions and business of ex-terrorist inmates, enhancing their national vision, as well as equip them with the various skills in order to prevent them from coming back to radicalism. This foundation is also received a good response both from the government and abroad, such as visiting from Foreign Minister of Netherlands to directly watch and learn the process of disengagement strategy by Lingkar Perdamaian. This matter is quite urgent because we know that the complexity of counterterrorism strategy certainly needs the involvement from various parties, not only from the government, but also need attention from the NGO, society, and also the involvement of ex-terrorist inmates. The finding of this research show that the strategy used by Lingkar Perdamaian is relatively significant in terms of the disengagement of ex-terrorist inmates. By using various kind of approaches which based on Islamic Brotherhood, the strategies are done aiming to keep the ex-terrorist inmates in the right path and preventing them from becoming recidivists. However, according to the SWOT analysis, this foundation still has a few shortcomings and barriers which need immediate attention in order to accomplish its goal at its best. I see a huge potential in the involvement of NGOs in counterterrorism strategy. Yet along the way, the government needs to be guided, supervised, and guarded by the government to ensure their activity are in line with the sole purpose of counterterrorism strategy in Indonesia. Hopefully, this thesis can give us the best insight related to the role of the foundation which established by ex-terrorist inmates. That's about everything that I could address. Thank you for the opportunity. I'm Bella Vidya from Terrorism Studies. Good day.
Thank you very much, Bella. This is very delicate issues, actually, not just domestic, but also connected to the international terrorism. So please, judges, welcome to key in the mark. Okay, judges. Can we go on or not yet? Okay. Still time for yours. For the next presenter, participants, please put your share screen there. Can we go on, judges?
Yes, please.
Okay, great. This last but not least, of course, Muji Nofrita Surati.
Okay.
And what? And also from terrorism studies. Oh, ladies is studying terrorism. Oh, it's very, very. So the title is The Implementation of De-Radicalization of Women and Children.
Correct.
Students, yeah. So that's why I'm proud of SSGS, member of, instructor, because we are approaching all issues with multidisciplinary or even interdisciplinary, and if possible, if transdisciplinary. Muji, are you ready?
Yes, I am.
But I don't see your slide.
Okay.
Okay, good. So if you're ready, timekeeper, 3, 2, 1, go, Muji.
In recent years, the general perception of males as the main actors of terrorism has been revisited due to the increased active involvement of women and minors. This can be seen by the attempt terrorist acts on Mobile Brigade headquarters and the Presidential Palace in Jakarta in 2017 by Anggi Indah Kusuma, the Jolo Church attack in Philippines by Ulfah and Ruli, and Khalid Abu Bakar, who were mentor to Dipta Aprianto in Surabaya attack in 2019. This attack highlighted inactive role of women in terrorism. Handayani was the spotlight of my thesis because 3 of the perpetrators mentioned above were former residents of the rehabilitation center. Handayani operates under supervision of Ministry of Social Affairs and was initially established to provide rehabilitative care and treatment for minors exposed to domestic violence and juvenile delinquency. In line with the government's policy on de-radicalizations, Handayani Rehabilitative Program is based on the following stage. First is the identification and assessment stage. The second stage is rehabilitation, aiming at providing rehabilitative care to promote physical and psychological recovery. The third stage is re-education, is to reintroduce and nurture understanding on nationality, religion, and tolerance. And the last one is resocialization, or well known as reintegration process. Utilizing the implementation theory by George Edward III and the cooperation model by Thompson and Perry, I have identified a gap in streamlining the radicalization programs at Handayani Rehabilitation Center. Using the qualitative approach, my thesis has identified the following gaps. First, as a referral for women and minors involved into terrorist networks, the immediate impact that can be observed is an increase on workload and additional rehabilitation functions with limited resources. The second one, the unclear disposition of authority due to lack of communications. The third one, limited coordination between BNPT and the Ministry of Social Affairs in handling radicalized residents has resulted in fragmentation of effort in implementing the policy. This is also seen the reintegration pace in the coordination between Handayani Rehabilitation Center and local government. In conclusions, I would like to state that the failure to systematically address this gap would increase the chance of second stage of radicalization and recidivism by former residents and undermine the implementation of deradicalization in Indonesia. I'm Muji Novrita. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Muji. Very interesting and very, very useful research, actually. And please, judges, the key in the marks. So the next presenter, please be ready. Okay, judges. Good to go?
Yes, please.
Okay, thank you very much. The next presenter, next participants, Bintang Olia.
Yeah, so can you?
Yeah, she's from Japanese Studies. The title is Patriarchy and the Nations, the Effect of Womanomics Toward Woman Construction Worker in Japan. So, you ready put?
Yes, I'm ready.
Great. Timekeeper. 3, 2, 1, go, Bintang.
Japan's ongoing aging population increases the seriousness of labor shortage, especially in construction industry. Japan's geographical location also means that the country experienced a lot of natural disasters that needed rebuilding efforts. And so, construction industry in Japan becomes one of the priority industry for government's effort to fill in the lack of labor. Even though so far the industry has done effort to fill in the shortage by recruiting foreign trainees and developing technologies, both options cost a lot of money for the industry, which comprise mostly of small and medium-sized companies. And so, under Prime Minister Shinzo Abe's Womenomics, in 2014, the Ministry of Land, Infrastructure, Transport and Tourism, or MLIT, worked together with 5 construction industry groups to promote construction industry to Japan's other labor resource, women. Overall, construction industry has a very manly image, and it's added with Japan's company system in general that is still indirectly prioritize men. MLIT and 5 construction industry group tries to challenge these issues by creating a policy to increase women's active participation in construction industry. It listed activities such as starting local women network collaboration, promoting construction sites where women can work comfortably, and so on. However, the government's policy hasn't actually resulted in increasing the active participation of all women who are already in the industry. A lot of women still finds it hard to stay working because of sexual harassment, long working hours, and difficulties in taking maternity leave. To get qualification, which is important for their career track in construction industry, a person also needs to continue working for a long period of time without stopping. This point makes it hard for women to return to the industry when they got pregnant and when they need to care for their children. Local women networks funded by MLIT has done a lot of discussions and compiles recommendations towards these issues. However, it is still hard to press companies to follow these recommendations because government only provides the recommendations with reward for companies who follows. There is no penalty for companies who didn't follow. After 5 years, much like Womenomics itself, MLIT policy for increasing women's active participation in construction industry hasn't been able to achieve its goal. The industry system is still indirectly support the continuity of men's labor while actively recruiting women to support it. I conclude my presentation here. Thank you very much.
No, I spoke a bit Japanese actually. Sayonara. Okay, judges, please welcome to Key in the Mark actually. Oh, sorry. I think if I'm a judge, it's very difficult to find. Everyone's good. Okay, are we good to go? That is?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, great, thank you. If yes, this is the last. And this is the, what should I say? More machoism. Paling ganteng. The name is Mahturai Rian Fitra.
Yes, of course.
He's from National Resilience Studies. National Resilience, okay. The title is Implementation of the Geospatial Intelligence Approach in the Patrol of Republic Indonesia and Malaysia Border Security Base and GIS. This is very the singular using, tools. Mahturai?
Yes.
Are you ready? I think your speaker is.
Yes.
Make a bit louder, please.
I'm ready.
Okay, good.
Yes. Good.
Keeper, 3, 2, 1, go, Mahturai.
Strong national resilience supported the management of national border in protecting the nation's sovereignty from various potential threats. One form of anticipation and supervision is the presence of intensive security patrol. This action needs to be supported by effective planning to minimize obstacle and field disruption. The risk analysis of border security patrol through the geospatial intelligence approach can assess the level of risk based on military geography criteria. In the initial stage, the analytical hierarchy process a geospatial intelligence approach. This research is an explorative model of applied research. Data were collected through a questionnaire of 30 Indonesian National Army soldiers who had experience working on national borders and had geospatial expertise. The results were processed using expert choice software with criteria for bad weather, steep terrain, enemy threat, difficult road access, lost communication signal, tight vegetation, and deep river obstacle. Other approaches were human intelligence and open source intelligence. The study result indicated that the greatest risk was enemy threats, 22, and the small risk was tight vegetation, 11%. A comparison of the three approaches showed that the geospatial intelligence approach, 25.4%, was more widely used to analyze the risk level. The next step was to apply geospatial intelligence to estimate patrol route using the spatial multi-criteria evaluation method with variable slope, vegetation density, soil texture, and hydrology. According to the NATO classification standard, such as GO, slow go, and no go, patrol routes are monitored by digitizing on screen on the ArcGIS software. The study result produced a recommendation map for the Indonesian Republic Malaysia border security patrol routes for further use as a consideration for the border security patrol maps. It's hoped that the result of this study can be applied directly by soldiers on field data without further difficulty in analyzing the terrain. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Mahturai. It's very interesting. National resilience between neighboring countries. So, that gives time to judges to, put online mark. And actually, that concludes our TMTC second 2020 presentations. But of course, thank you very much for all participants and very wonderful presentations. I think if I'm a judge, very, very difficult to find or to give a score to you. And again, this some extent the strength of SSGS consisted of many study programs So, online marking by judges, 15 minutes, is that right? So thank you very much for all participants, but please stay tuned. We would like to perform to play a video or what? Oh, yeah. Is it 15 minutes for the judges? Oh, we don't know yet. Okay. Okay, now let's have a break, and then give time for judges to, consolidate, and we'll back on 10 minutes probably. So please stay tuned. And on Zoom, there's
Advanced and
79
growth has turned
watching,
itself into the leader of
and I don't
global
know the YouTube.
Indonesia, with its strategic position, has the chance to take the major role in this era. In order to build global partnerships and counteract the threats, strategic policies should be taken. To enhance the nation's competitive advantage, further approach through in-depth, comprehensive studies and researches are crucial. With our long history, has proved ourselves to be a reliable academic institution. After successfully adapting into distinct programs, in 2016, officially the program turned into School of Strategic and Global Studies. School of Strategic and Global Studies Universitas Indonesia contributes the cause by producing qualified human resources and studies. Situated in the heart of Jakarta, the School of Strategic and Global Studies provides a variety of courses on multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary studies at the master's levels.
In my humble opinion, I can say that I have a good impression at the first sight. An atmosphere and ambience here support us to gain more and achieve more other than merely classes and handouts.
I think that is a very promising because of the multidisciplinary approach that Universitas Indonesia offers us to study. For another reason, the situation that I actually got in the classes is a lot of interesting current issues that we're talking about, so it's academically fulfilling for me.
With dedicated and qualified lecturers from academic and practical background, School of Strategic and Global Studies Universitas Indonesia produce scholars and practitioners that will ready for global challenges. Together, we build the nation for a better world.
peringatan Hari Kemerdekaan ke-75 ini terasa berbeda. Biasanya sebagian sivitas akademika UI menggelar upacara dengan hikmat. Saat ini kita harus di rumah masing-masing. Inisiasi kegiatan ini diharapkan mampu menjadi simbol semarak memperingati Hari Kemerdekaan Indonesia di tengah-tengah pandemi, agar kita selalu bersemangat, memiliki daya juang tinggi, dan tentunya tetap mengutamakan keselamatan dan kesehatan.
Okay, everyone. I think we do hope all the judges already make up their mind and also preparing the feedback later on. Now we welcome all the judges to have some times for reviewing the online mark. I think the judges already done it. We'll have some video already done it. Please stay tuned. Yes, we still have time. Now I think for the audience, who has favorite or in your opinion, in your views, which presenter or participant is your favorite, please put online mark. Before we're going to close, when? So before that, we are here to announce that the voting is officially closed. I think, can we give 1 or 2 minutes wrap up for somebody who has not decided yet? Okay. Okay, 1 or 2 minutes. Now it's time for, give the time for the judges, a feedback by the judges. We will start and we will come now in my notes. Professor Dr. Firman Noor, MA from Indonesian Institute of Science. Let me consult with you. The time allocated? Oh, 10 minutes at least. No, maximum. Then after Professor Dr. Firman Noor, next Ibu Helena, then later on is the Pak Lukman. Prof. Firman Noor, please have your time. Yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Komarajaya. First of all, I'd like to convey my appreciation to the School of Strategic and Global Studies who already invite me to be one of the judges for this very prestigious event. I do really enjoy the moment and really learn a lot mainly on the importance of this competition, which I believe will provide many benefits and insights for the students in the school, in particular for the participants. My gratitude also goes to the participants which already had given their best in this competition. And for me, one of the important things of this event is giving the very opportunity for the students to share their genuine ideas, which are very, very interesting and important, and to convey or share their ideas to the larger audience, not only for themselves. In the end of the day, it is not only in order to show the very quality of their concepts, but also to gain feedback to enhance the quality of the concept and presentation. Moreover, I'm really sure that several concepts that have been presented by the participants today deserve to get attention from larger communities or institutions, including the government, to be heard and even implemented. Several ideas are timely and very relevant for Indonesian current situation. For this reason, I encourage all participants to build a connection with the government or policymakers or other stakeholders to discuss your ideas, and hopefully it could be implemented in your future. Ladies and gentlemen, we just had seen the essence of those ideas and the way the participants deliver their ideas through a very nice presentation in order to prove and convince us about the very fundamental reasons and benefits of their concepts. And after all the presentation done, I become more confused since it's not easy to decide which one is the best. I really got the sense that the quality of all participants' ideas and presentations is actually almost similar. In general, the presentation, although only took 3 minutes, had successfully explained and clarified the main points of the participants' ideas. Hence, the presentation had taken its main function as an explanatory tool for the participants' ideas. Almost all the participants had come with the current issues, which, like I said before, is timely and relevant for some current problems. It touched some ideas that have very potential to bring benefits to the government, people, and other stakeholders. The studies that are developed by the participants touch current international issues, and some of them have quite strong strategic values. Through their concern and focus of studies as both global and strategic, you can learn from other countries such as Finland, US, or Japan on some important topics or issues and take them as a lesson learned for us to become then something that we could develop in our country, or at least as a critical thought or perspective, or even warning for us on the related issues. And some studies also over and discuss global and universal issues, such as gender and race equality, especially how to be more respect and sensitive towards women's rights in working place, about education, particularly education reform, about human trafficking, particularly women trafficking, and how handling climate change by creating city that pro-environment, and how to handle and eradicate terrorism by spreading educational approach of disengagement, not only for men, but also for women and children. On the other hand, other topics that are discussed by participants related to national, but also very strategic issues such as border security patrol and control, city pedestrian management in order to create more workable city, Wakaf in particular Sukuk, and handling terrorism with national approach. For me, almost all studies have already a clear objectives or purpose, and the participants should be continually aware of the importance of clear objectives it is important so that we can establish a more focus and of the objectives and the scope of studies, and also target of the studies, including output and outcome, since the beginning or initial stage of studies. The ability to show the main problems of the issues or cases and the possible solution that should be considered for those problems are the indications that the participants already fit in with their purpose. And many of the solutions provided by the participants are conceptual, which are related to issues on gender in working place, education, and economic rise, beauty contest, and race sensitives. And other are already more than concept and had already potential to be implemented, including sukuk, handling terrorism, managing city pedestrian. And in fact, that is also that already quite technical, such as using geospatial intelligence approach. And having said this, for me, all the participants have already come up with the recommendations. In my view, several participants have both studies with novelty insight and some others even very high. For these reasons, I really suggest to them to continually develop their own perspectives so that hopefully in the future, their studies will be influential and provide many insights for similar studies. However, some studies actually have already discussed quite deep in the last couple of times. In relation to the methodology, as we can see, all the participants have already presented their ideas. Several participation had successfully indicate and developed their methodology in detail, up to on the issues of potential respondents and areas of studies. While others still in general, not really in detail. I really hope that all participants really concerned about this matter in order to avoid the fatal mistake in the process of data collection or gathering, both in terms of qualitative or quantitative methods, that could eventually ruin the very basic of arguments of their studies of research if they're not enough make a preparation for this matter. However, in general, methodology is quite discussed in the abstracts, PowerPoint, or presentation. The last, in the terms of innovation, which is closely related to what contribution that participants could make towards institution, industry, communities, and government, I think most of the works will be related to institution, whether government or private institutions, and community or people. And studies on the walkable city has a close relation, not only for institution and communities, but also has a close relation to environment issues. And in general, studies that have a strong engagement with the industrial communities is quite rare. The studies on the role of women in working place and border securities might have potential to deal with the industry, although it seems not really pursuing purely profit. In this situation, we could see that in general, the studies that are developed by social humanities scholars or researchers has not deeply engaged yet with the industrial communities, only to the institutions and communities. And I think that all the points that I would like to share. Once again, congratulations for all participants for the presentation today. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Professor Firman Noor, for your feedback, inputs, not just for all the students and also for the participants, but a lot of good input and feedback for the institution, especially SSGS and with other study programs. Again, thank you very much, Prof. Firman Noor.
Thank you.
The next feedback and input is from Dr. Elena binti Muhammad Farke from University of Malay. Please, Bu.
Hello, good morning, everyone.
Okay.
Yes, thank you so much, moderator, for giving me this few minutes to talk. First of all, of course, I would like to thank the organizers for inviting me to participate in this event. Actually, this is my first time sort of judging students this way. So I think this is a learning experience for me as well. I'm very honored to be able to sort of, I guess, represent Malaysia in this sort of international competition. We have a lot of Indonesian students in our department, in our faculty, and they are always among the best. I'm not just simply saying, but it's true. Usually the Indonesian students in our department are often among the best of our cohort. And I'm happy to see that listening to all of the students today, I think the standard is also the same. It is what I expected. Indonesian students, I am continually impressed with their quality, not only language, but analytical abilities, confidence. I think it's amazing. I think Malaysia has a lot of things to learn from Indonesian education system. I would like to also express my thanks and appreciation to the organizing committee. I think this was an excellently run program. I'm very impressed with the online marking system. I did not expect such a sophisticated system actually, and it was really easy for us to input. The only thing is I kept, second guessing myself whether I was doing justice to the marks. So I hope that I managed to express myself enough through the marks that I gave. I was just a bit hoping that I did everybody justice, because it's so difficult to give a fair assessment to anything like this, because this is of course subjective. So I've tried my best, and I hope it has reflected the true quality of the students. I would just like to say also that it was really interesting that first of all, 8 out of the 9 students were ladies, were female. I thought that was really great. It shows that there's a lot of positive things going on in terms of gender representation, and I have no doubt that they are here because they were truly the best in their department. And I also really like that there were a lot of gender-related topics that was chosen, which I think is really important. And the world today needs these kind of things to be talked about much more openly and much more spotlighted into the priority issues of the country and also of the region and of the world. So that was a really nice thing to see. Other than that, I would like to say that, even personally for me, I've been doing research for I guess a few years longer than everyone. I am continuously challenged by the challenge of making things simple. And I think this is what the whole competition is about, this 3-minute thesis. If I'm not mistaken, Albert Einstein actually said that if you cannot explain something simply, you don't understand it actually. So I think this whole exercise is about that. Do you actually understand your topic? If you can understand it, you can explain it not only simply, but in an attractive and an interesting manner that pulls people in. It's all about telling the story. So even for me, myself, I continue to still struggle with that, because we as academicians, as researchers, we tend to become so caught up in the technicalities, in worrying about getting the facts across, that we forget that it's all about telling a story. It's all about convincing people that what we are doing is important, what we are doing is useful for them. And this will usually not happen if you are just straightforward following a system and a method that is too academic. So I felt that those who performed really well today were the ones who were able to tell a story with their topics, while at the same time maintaining the integrity of the actual research. So that was the big challenge, and I felt that that was my main sort of criteria to identify sort of the better ones among all of these really good presentations. The other thing that I thought was really good in the fact that these students participated in this competition. It shows that they are really passionate about their research. It's not just a degree to them. You're not just here to finish your degree, get a piece of paper and go forward into life, into the real world, like what we like to say. The fact that they participated in this research and took the time to develop their presentation and their speech, it shows that they're really passionate about it. It's not just a 9 to 5 thing. And I hope everyone who I've heard from today will continue to keep at their topics even beyond after they graduate. I hope that they will give contribution to society, to policy, and I have no doubt that whatever findings that they have will hopefully get into the right hands, and it will translate into actual usefulness for the Indonesian society. So that's why I think the criteria that was put in the marking scheme of how relevant it was to society is really important. And I think everybody did quite well in outlining it. Even those that were not focused on Indonesia, I felt that that was something that was really well done, in the fact that there was still links brought back. Okay, this is how it could be useful for Indonesia. This is how there are parallels with Indonesia. So I think that was really important, and I'm glad that all of the students did take that into account. Sort of the last thing that I would like to say is that I found it really interesting in terms of the slides that everyone presented. It was really interesting to see the variety and the different styles that were presented. It really shows that students put a lot of thought into it, and also students, especially the ones that use the videos or use the various slides, they actually took the initiative to learn additional skills, additional IT skills, additional technology skills, to add to their presentation. But at the same time, I felt the ones who did sort of stick to a more traditional slide, I actually did find a very good value there, in the sense that it made it easy for us to actually know what you guys are trying to tell us. So the story and the slide, I felt should fit together well. And I think the two approaches, one is more like interactive and quick moving. The other one is a static slide, but the story is the one that actually calls the attention more. Those are two very interesting and very different approaches. And I personally had a hard time deciding which was better. So that was one of the challenges that I had to mark. On the one hand, we had very interesting interactive presentations, and it came hand in hand with the speech. On the other hand, we had presentations that were static, but then the speech was the one which was the front and center. So I felt that it was interesting that not everybody had the same approach, not everybody had the same idea of what a 3-minute thesis should look like. And that was challenging for me to decide. And even myself, I still wonder whether what is the best strategy for us to communicate our own views actually at the end of the day. So overall, just to summarize, I think this whole exercise shows the importance of communication in research. It's not just about doing the research, but it's also important to be able to communicate well. We talk a lot about things like science communication, social science communication. So I think this exercise is training the next generation of communicators, knowledge communicators. And I would like to commend Universitas Indonesia, the faculty, the program for focusing on exercises like this to increase the skills of their students. So I think I've taken quite some time already. Once again, thank you everyone. Thank you so much to everyone, and congratulations to all the students who have participated today. I really enjoyed this challenging process of judging all of you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Elena, for your input and feedbacks, not just for all the institution, but also especially for the student, young student who like to pursue probably on their research or probably for pursuing higher degree. I'm very glad as well to see the Indonesian student is at least doing a lot of effort in University of Malaya. Yeah, we've been there some time. Thank you very much, Dr. Elena. Now the feedback from Dr. Lukman Nul Hakim from Universitas Gadjah Mada. Silahkan waktu Pak. Silakan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Komara, Mr. Moderators. First of all, I would like to thank School of Strategic and Global Studies, especially TMTC organizing committee, for inviting me, not only for being a judge, but for enjoying this very interesting event. I do agree with what Helena said. It's not easy, to present your research a very short, time allocations, but how to pull audience in, engage on the topic that you are researching. And to be honest, until today, I think the best way how I communicate my thesis with people is just read my thesis and come back and discuss my thesis, which is that's the worst way of communicating in research. First, I would like to appreciate this event in the context of Indonesia. It's very important, especially in the situations when many research results are ended up in library bookshelf, and now perhaps in some big hard drive in the library. So from the very outset, communicating a research, especially what you will do in a research, is very important in the sense that first it will tell other people what the university is doing, what topics that students are interested to, and the other one I think is how to connect the research with appropriate potential stakeholders, because some of the research, as Pak Firman mentioned earlier, are, I think, potential and are even ready to be implemented as as policy recommendations or model of it. So I do appreciate this. I learned much from this event. I would like to give general comments on two aspects based on the marking criteria on the content and issues. I think generally speaking, first of all, congratulations for the participants who had, give us an experience in, learning of, communicating researchers. I learned much based on your presentations. I think most of the participants had pose a very relevant issues in their research. Okay, in the sense that how do their research are trying to address the current and pressing issues, especially in many issues in the context of Indonesia and others. And this relevance, I think, had two potential benefits. The first one is that from the very outset, the problematizations of these issues will open up the space of collaborating with, relevant stakeholders. Some of the presenters have mentioned the potential stakeholders of how this research can be followed up. Okay, and generally speaking, I think there are two models of the output or the achievement of the research put forward by the participant. The first one is the research related to study, which is post a novel study on the issues that you are presenting. For example, the case of fashion industries and politics of racism. It offers a novel understanding of how the relations between fashion industries relate to the politics of racism in certain historical context, and some other research relate to the issues of policy recommendations, which is things. It is an action-based research instead of in-depth research that need further studies that will enrich the debate on the issues. Which is, I think, that two kinds of achievement that, as a judge, made me very difficult to do justice on these issues. And the good thing from the marking criteria is that the marking criteria is quite complex. It offers various parameters that the judge should put in, and I think it helped the judge to do justice. And in terms of the technical issues, I think most of the participants had effectively conveyed the message of your research to the general audience. Some of them even, offer a very, very attractive way of how to engage with participants. I think, I don't know whether it is related to, Zoom-based presentations. I got the impressions that some of the presentation is less engaging. Perhaps I think it's a matter of, space. When we are in live presentations, I think the impressions are different. I found some presentation is like reading like presentations, and perhaps when you are in the stage with a large audience, I think you can compensate this. I think there are two difficulties that I would like to specifically mention here as a judge to give a mark on the presentation. First is that I think all the participants had, the capacity to compensate the weakness in some aspect, but but in other aspect they perform very well. For example, one presenter, for example, presents to me that's not so really, novel issues, but they offer a new form of methodology that perhaps will, produce more, significant and novel issues on issues that actually, people had discussed or studied that, like old-fashioned issues. And I think that almost all participants could do this very well, compensate their weakness with, other strength. And other things, I also would like to mention what Helena said regarding the media. I know it's just a technical issues, okay? And you may also understand that the percentage of this criteria is quite low. But I found there was a gap in using the media, and I do suggest that to the participants to utilize all spaces, all opportunities that will make you perform very well. Just exploit it. Yes, perhaps I do agree with you that perhaps sporting media is just a technical issues, but if through technical issues, it can magnify or calibrate your potentials, your presentation skill. Just use it, because the community had provided the space, to help you to utilize this space, time allocations to make you stand out from competitors. I think that's all from my comments on this event. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Pak Lukmanul Hakim, for very precious input and feedback. And we all of, especially colleague in the Secretariat, taking note all of what you are saying, and also for other two judges who give feedback. Now is come to what's next. So we're waiting for the announcement. Okay. So, French colleague, ladies and gentlemen, after all, now we have the final decision of winners with us, but of course with the online mark from the judges and also audience preference candidate or participants. I now announce that the decision on 4 winners are official and valid, because already consolidated by the Secretariat and also together with judges. Should I? Yeah, give to the actually. I didn't know here. So fortunately, our Vice Director, our Vice Director, Pak Abdul Mutali, is here already. We'd like to give an honor to announce the Audience Choice Award based on the audience voting. Please, Pak Abdul Mutali, your time now.
Please unmute the speaker, sir. Bapak Wadir? Yeah, your speaker is still muted. Bapak Wadir? Halo? Bapak Mutali? Oh ya, saya.
Okay, Audience Choice Award. The winner of Audience Choice is Bella Widya. Bella Widya. This is the winner of Audience Choice. Okay, congratulations. Congrats, Bella. Okay, total prize 2,000. 2 million. I'm sorry, 2 million. 2 million rupiah.
Thank you very much, Pak Vice Director, Pak Abdul
You're
Mutali,
welcome, Mr. Komara,
for your participants to announce the audience choice. Bella is coming from what department? Bella. What? Terrorism. Yeah. Yes, I remember. So congratulations to you, and also please let your chair of the Prodi, Pak. Forgot.
Shaukila.
Shaukila. You are a kind of winner, and
congrats for your head of studies program, Mr. Shauki.
Yes. Thank you very much, Pak Vice Director, and thank you. Congratulations again to Bella. Now, come to the yes. So, Mr. Director Pak Ator Subroto to give the honor and announce of 3 winners. The third, the second, and the first winner based on the judges' marks. Please, Pak.
It's still muted.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Pak Komara and team and the judges for your marks. And now come to the moment of truth. Who is the winner? So the third winner of the TMTC second is Bintang Aulia from the Japanese studies, right?
Yes,
okay. Congratulations, Bintang Aulia.
Thank you.
Congratulations. So the third winner total prize is 2 million rupiah. So we have so many zero here. So yeah, congratulations again. Enjoy. And the second winner is Laretna Pranadian Rahajan, Sarjana Ilmu Politik. Congratulations, Laretna Pranadian Rahajan. This is from American Studies, I think.
Yes, sir. American Studies.
Okay, yeah, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations. And the prize is 3 million rupiah. Okay, congratulations. Very nice. Congratulations. And then the first winner goes to I'm really enjoying. Okay, the first winner of TMTC second is Victorina Arif. This is from Urban Studies, I think, with the supervisors of Dr. Lindiola, our chairman of this TMTC. Wow, great. Congratulations, Victorina Arif. And the prize is 5 million rupiah. Wow, great. Great, congratulations for all the winners and also from the supervisor and also from the head of the program studies. We have urban studies, American studies, and Japanese studies. Okay, congratulations all. Thank you very much. Thank you, Pak Kamara.
Wow.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
The 4 winners.
So again, congratulations to the 2 winners, the first and the second winners, whom will be nominated for International SSGS University of Indonesia next 19 November. So, okay, at least congratulations for the first and the second winner. That is, forgot the name, Victorina and Laretna. But to attend the international nominated SSGS University Indonesia. So I think you still have to work hard, Victorina and Laretna. Well, that's as always, students should work hard all the time. And thank you also for Vice Director, Pak Abdul Mutali, and also thank you very much for our Director, Pak Arthur. It is a kind of a great event, actually. The audience is almost 80s in Zoom, but I don't know in YouTube. So, for reference, all of us, we present the compilation of marks from judges and voting from the audience. That's means that we can have information on this. Okay. Oh. So you can kind of see evaluation for yourself and also for colleagues and also Prof. Firman said, Einstein saying that you know a lot, but you have to say at the end on 1 or 2 minutes so everybody's understand. So that's the beauty of this contest actually. And don't forget, especially for students and also for myself, writing 100 pages is relatively easy comparing with writing only 5 pages because you have to be concise. And also in this contest is such kind of paradigm or philosophy is in there. So you can see from the screen, all the choices below. Oh, okay, it's a kind of, but of course, please don't disappoint it for somebody, you know, it's just, yeah, this kind of our evaluation sheet. Now is to complete our celebrations. Let's take photo of the winners. Please, everybody, turn on the camera, especially for the winner. Okay.
Okay,
This
everyone,
Retna
let's-
and Bintang. Okay. And
Let's take picture. 3, 2, 1.
now,
And the second for all participants.
oh, all participants. Now is 63. Everybody can turn on
The camera.
the camera. There is voucher for that.
Okay, I think we are ready. Okay, let's take picture. 3, 2, 1. Okay, now all of us take a group photo. So please turn on your camera.
With the judges and Mr. Director and Vice Director first.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think that's all. Thank you.
Who's going to conclude? So to conclude our main program of TMTC today, again, thank you all, especially to judges and participants and winners, to all the audience. Thank you very much for your significant support and participations. Let me pass the floor to MC. Please.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Moderator. Once again, congratulations. To all the winners and also to Audience Choice Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, our program is closing to the edge. Now we will have the closing remarks from the Vice Director of SSGS Universitas Indonesia. Please welcome Bapak Abdul Muttalib, PhD.
Halo.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Master
Iya,
of
selamat siang.
Ceremony.
Dari siapa?
Okay, may peace be upon you and Allah's mercy and blessings Good afternoon and greetings to us all. Alhamdulillah, finally we can finish this second TMTC event very well. We proudly congratulate to all the winners at this event. And for those candidates who has not had a chance to win at this time, we give our biggest appreciation for their participation, and also all head of the studies program who have sent their best student on this event. However, TMTC is not just about being a champion, but there are several essences that will be developed in this event. First, the school's approach is multidisciplinary. Research thesis conducted by our student in studies program, whether it meets the elements of multidisciplinary, transdisciplinary, and interdisciplinary. With this event, the thesis in studies program will be tested and checked by the other 8 studies program. Second, our 2 thesis and scientific publication must be open and transparent, as well as public examination. 3, exercise is suggest after writing and research skills. 4, building solidarity and socialization for school development. Developing a program or organization is like a long journey. To run fast, we can do it by ourselves. But to run long distance, we must stick together as a team. Thank you for the participation of all heads of the studies programs. On this occasion also, we would like to thank all judges. Professor Firman Noor from LIPI, thank you, Prof. Dr. Helena binti Muhammad from University of Malaya, Dr. Lukman Hakim from Gajah Mada University. To Dr. Lin and team for your hard work, highest appreciation for the success of this event. And thanks to the entire committee. Hopefully this event could contribute many benefits and lessons. If there is something inconvenience while we organize this event, we open for any constructive input to bring positive impact for all of us. Finally, by saying Alhamdulillah, second TMTC 2020 is officially closed. Thank you. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you, Mr. Vice Director. Ladies and gentlemen, our program today is closing today. Again, congratulations to the winners and to all participants. Thank you for sharing your valuable research outcome. And of course, to everyone who joined us and followed today's event, we highly hope that the TMTC 2020/2 give positive insight and significant contribution. Before we close our event, I would like to add some information about our upcoming programs. We will have an International TMTC 2020/2 on November 19, 2020. This event will be attended by the participants from postgraduate students from Universitas Indonesia, UCSI Malaysia, University Putra Malaysia, Tokyo University of Marine Science and Technology, Japan, and Yokohama National University, Japan. Our next upcoming event, we will have international conferences, ICSGMs and ICSGS. Both will be held on early December. For more information, you could visit us on our website. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the TMTC committee, I would like to extend gratitude for your kind participation and support. Keep in touch, stay healthy, and see you on our next event. Thank you.
Thank you all. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations to all winners. Congratulations. Congratulations again to all winners. To Victorina Arif, Lareta, Bintang Aulia, and Bella Widya. Congratulations to all. And congratulations and as well as for the judges. Thank you very much for your kind participations in our event. Thank you very much.
Asia, with its vast and steady growth, has turned itself into the leader of global economy. Indonesia, with its strategic position, has the chance to take the major role in this era. In order to build global partnerships and counteract the threats, strategic policies should be taken. To enhance the nation's competitive advantage, further approach through in-depth, comprehensive studies and researches are crucial. With our long history, has proved ourselves to be a reliable academic institution. After successfully adapting into distinct programs, in 2016, officially the program turned into School of Strategic and Global Studies. School of Strategic and Global Studies Universitas Indonesia contributes the cause by producing qualified human resources and studies. Situated in the heart of Jakarta, the School of Strategic and Global Studies provides a variety of courses on multidisciplinary and interdisciplinary studies at the master's levels.
In my humble opinion, I can say that I have a good impression at the first sight. An atmosphere and ambience here support us to gain more and achieve more other than merely classes and handouts.
I think that is a very promising because of the multidisciplinary approach that Universitas Indonesia offers us to study. For another reason, the situation that I actually got in the classes is a lot of interesting current issues that we're talking about, so it's academically fulfilling for me.
With dedicated and qualified lecturers from academic and practical background, School of Strategic and Global Studies Universitas Indonesia produce scholars and practitioners that will ready for global challenges. Together, we build the nation for a better world.